It's sure been a week, and we missed you a whole lot. I have no announcements, so I have nothing to delay us. Let's go ahead and jump right into meeting our characters for tonight, shall we?
Hello, everyone. My name's Avery at Avery DuBois on all of the social media platforms. I am a community ambassador right here on the Rolling Nomads, and you'll catch me in other games such as Berlin Bloodlines as Unserer Edgar Waite. You can also catch me as the storyteller on Transylvania Beckons, which all 10 episodes of season 1 are on our YouTube channel, which you should totally check out. And there are a bunch of amazing clips on our TikTok, which you should also take a look at. Um, yeah, that's me.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, it's me, Edge. I play Trey. Um, and yeah, a few other characters on here. But yeah, I'm excited to see what unfolds.
Hello again, everyone. Warren here as Victor BELLSHANE. I'm just super stoked for tonight. It's gonna be interesting.
Interesting indeed. And I, of course, am your storyteller for tonight's chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. Without further ado, let's jump into tonight's episode, Book of Saints. Now, I believe it would only be appropriate, and I know I'm going to get flack for this, it would only be appropriate for the only individual to have taken part in last session to do the recap. Trey, if you would kindly.
Basically, yeah, last episode was very Trey centric. Trey and Monique, that is. Started out, um, yeah, started out the night with a good old fashioned hunt of some javelina, some boar of some kind. Both Monique and Trey uh, went out and yeah, took down a few little things, fed for a little bit, and just had a little one-on-one time with each other, you know, talking and expressing thoughts and things of that nature. And what to do next. Um, Monique brought up the idea of going to the Warriors to make sure everything was good. Um, and we did. We got a few text messages from the other part of the pack talking about like something. I forget what it was. Like they found somebody or they're going to take out somebody or something, you know. Yeah, but it wasn't that important. So we kept going to the Warriors. Um, Spoke with them for a little bit. They gave us, some more details about what was going on, because the pack didn't really do good job updating us at all. No names or anything, no locations. Just hey, we're doing something. I guess Uh, but yeah, they told us that there was going to be an ambush of some kind, and yeah, we was going to ride out with the warriors and try to help out the rest of the pack on whatever crazy adventure that they were doing. um, but in the midst of preparing for that, Fernando, uh, the hound, if I'm not mistaken, for the Camarilla, Forenza, um, yeah, yeah, they tried to ambush the warriors successfully. There was a lot of them. Yeah, there was a hell of a lot of them. And they did this weird honorable, not so honorable, because it's like, I don't know. He just chooses to be honorable when he wants. I guess that's the thing. But one-on-one fights until you just die, basically. Because it's not like we don't get tired. Um, but yeah, they it was fight 1-on-1. He didn't expect me and Monique to be there. And we went back and forth for a little bit, and yeah, I think we both gave as good as we got. Um, Towards the end of it, uh, he got maybe the best over Trey. You know, because he definitely didn't expect to be swept off his feet like that. But uh, Trey still inhabits Chewy, and Monique is still there fighting as she does, and the rest of the warriors are there, but still totally outnumbered. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen really, but excited to find out.
Excellent and succinct, Trey. Not so skewed as you had advertised. But tonight, we begin back where we had left off before rewinding our clocks and seeing Trey's point of view. Tonight, as night falls, our Canaanites rise. Victor and Erebus, I need a rouse check as you wake.
Bestial failure.
Bringing you to what hunger level?
Takes me up to 1 because I ate the childer that I made last night.
Perfect. Slithers up your spine, but doesn't whisper just yet, Erebus. Tonight you rise. Victor?
Success. So I remain at 3 hunger.
Excellent. Believe at 3 hunger you suffer your flaw, correct? Or is that at 4?
I think it's 4.
One more point, Victor. She's already starting to whisper in your ear tonight. You have everyone gathered. What do you intend to do about it, boy? You gonna unite the Sabbat in Mexico? What makes you think that you'll succeed where I failed?
Because I didn't betray my own. For power.
Look around, child. It's all that they're all doing. Tonight you rise. Erebus and Victor. You were in a warehouse of sorts, a communal gathering space. Everyone, the remnants of the warriors, creatures of Cain and Nosferatu are present here. Sabbat that are just passing through, that have heeded the call. These nomads, these long-standing citizens of Mexico City, all gathered here tonight at your behest. Victor Erebus, the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Are you ready for what is to come tonight?
I am always ready. I believe. I must admit, Victor, I don't feel much like myself. I fear that one step and I will lose control and cease to be the God made flesh before you. Become something too powerful. Something that does not belong in this world of flesh and blood and desire. Something that belongs whispered in the dark places. Something that dwells in the primordial fear of cattle. Erebus is dying, and soon he will be gone. So use him while he is here.
Victor, I
Do
need you to
you-
make a wits and occult roll. Please continue, Erebus.
Do you understand the words that I am speaking, Mr. BELLSHANE?
3 successes.
Victor, you get it. It's more than the beckoning. It's more than whatever pulls at Elder's blood. He's in danger of losing it all. Erebus will become a white. This is a path that is set unless the two of you do something about it.
I do get it.
Good. And I think at that point, it becomes like apparent to him that no longer does EREBUS have any sort of control over the distension of his fangs. Even just less than a week ago when he met them, his flesh passed for tan and showed his Mediterranean heritage is now ghastly pale. He has very cloven cheeks, but you can almost see his teeth in how sunken and sallow his cheeks are. They've almost become like latex over his now rows and rows of razor sharp fangs. The teeth that he had are gone. His mouth is full of backwards curving serpent teeth. EREBUS has faith in Victor BELLSHANE.
I'm choosing to put my faith in you. I need you to right yourself for what we have to do tonight.
I will deliver you to your destiny. It is up to you if you seize it or die.
Should we succeed, you will have a place with us. So hold strong.
What will be, will be. Address your flock, shepherd in the dark.
Before I go up there, I need to talk to Jason.
You can see
need
that he
you.
is speaking with the others, speaking with the gathered, preparing them.
Jason, just send another message. Try one more time to check in on Monique and TREY and let them know what's happening.
Will do, boss. See, he takes his phone out, sends a message.
I'm going to slowly make my way to the center of the room, in front of everyone.
This is a group of individuals that is very much cast-offs. Can tell even the creatures of Cain, or Cain's creatures as they call themselves, the Nosferatu Sabbat, that reside in Mexico. They were hit. They're injured. Some of them are bearing their wounds freely, openly. Others are in the midst of healing. Careful. There's a complaining about the lack of refreshment. You can see the remnants of the warriors. The individuals that are just passing through the nomadic packs that make themselves useful and then disappear into the night. Everyone looks a little worse for wear. Clothes torn, scowls on their faces. Take the center of the room. It doesn't quiet their conversations, just slowly dampens them.
Hello, everyone. We have all suffered many losses tonight. I have heard what has happened, and I assure you that we are not unscathed as well. As you all know, my pack is like my brothers and sisters to me. What you may not know is that I consider all of you a part of my family as well. While we as Sabbat tend to be cruel and vicious, we fight for a cause a reason that is greater than ourselves, and we share blood together more than I would consider most true families. I look around the room, looking at each individual person in their eyes as I continue to speak. We were once the beings the ivory tower feared. We were the monsters in the dark, wielding the sword of Cain and purging the heretics. To suffer the losses we have fallen quite far. I have failed to protect my allies tonight, and I will not stand for it, and I don't think any of you would either. Are we going to let them come into our home and treat Cain's true children this way? Tonight we will not wait. We will show them the fear of the Sabbat. I and my pack are going to put it all on the line. If Cain wills you to, then you should as well. Before we go any further, I want to make sure that everybody understands the position we are in. I have learned that my pack and I are recognized as threats not only to Forenza, but by the Malkavian Archon. He is targeting me. To some of you, this may mean you choose not to associate with us. But to me, this means we're effective. They have a reason to want us gone. It shows me that they do fear us and what we stand for. Should we come out the other side, we will be taking Mexico back in Cain's name and giving the Sabbat back our home to grow and spread his word as we always should have. And if we don't, then I tell you, do not let the sacrifices of my pack and our allies be in vain. If we have Vitae to spill, then the sword of the Cain shall not stop fighting. Tonight we are going to cut the head off the snake and show them what burning a haven truly means. If we cannot survive against our own, then the masquerade means nothing. Some of you may remember, some of you have never known. But tonight we will show them the old ways of fighting that were effective. I call for a fire dance for all of us here. And after that, my pack will go to the enemy's den, while the rest of you, I would like for you to commence a blood feast and a mass embrace. Make no mistake, they are waiting for us. They expect us to strike back. And we're going to give it to them and remind them why they should fear the sword of Cain.
Do your words carry weight? For clarity's sake, I am going to have you make a roll, but in all the games that I run, in every Chronicle, campaign, one-shot session, you make a compelling argument if you make a sound display. Difficulty is lowered. I say this for the sake of clarity, that your words are not wasted. Like a leadership role, would like manipulation and leadership, please. You may, of course, feel free to rouse the blood. And you have a reset pool of willpower.
I'm going to rouse the blood. And it was a failure.
During the midst of your speech, Victor, you may continue to make your roll, but during the midst of your speech, the crown of your head begins to open, as do your palms and the heels. And you begin to bleed.
I am going to use a willpower. 6 successes. With a crit. Messy. Crit.
There's some animalistic noises that come forward. There's agreement amongst the crowd. You hear shouts of "make them pay, bleed them dry." These threats become more and more graphic, inspired in malice and violence, become louder and louder. These are not broken soldiers. These are warriors now given an opportunity to strike back. Their homes, their havens, burned and desecrated. Fire dance will weed the weak. I would like EREBUS, like you to make me a wits and awareness roll, please.
3 successes.
Dancing as the crowd moves, it becomes alive and pulses. There's a flash of color that stands steady. Someone's arm is wrapped almost in a bandage or some sort of scarf, all the way up their arm, from their shoulder to their wrist. A purple garment of some sort. Haphazardly, it looks like, but there is a symbol prominently displayed on their left arm. Emblazoned in silver is the symbol of a bull. Look, they're smiling, nodding. They're not as lively as the others, or at least they're contained in their eagerness.
Aramis will slink over behind them, obfuscated, and just whisper in their ear. I was not aware that the disciples of Hathor survived.
Hathor's dead.
And yet you wear his bloody head.
Make no mistake. I serve a greater war god.
Show me. Bleed for me.
Who would try my blade?
I am the darkness that balances all life. I am Erebus, the most ancient who stays in the dark. The darkness belongs to me, whelp. When I say bleed, have joy and give offering.
You would do well to flee, darkness. For mine is also a god of the sun. And you have bigger worries than I.
You should be careful, young one. You test patience that I have. And we no longer walk in the sun. Roll to raw in hopes of whatever redemption you believe lays before you. But the darkness is mine alone.
turns. You're obfuscated, he still cannot see you. But it is a young man. The faces here are at the very least young in physical appearance. He turns. There is a heavy burn scar that runs around his neck. His chest is exposed, the shirt open. He says, "Why would I flee?"
I did not tell you to flee, I told you to bleed. Your reaction to flee shows what your god of the sun does for you. It makes you fear. I can show you the way. If you would just walk in the darkness.
And yet you remain hidden. There is a dance to be done, and you hide. Bear witness. The fire will be an excellent partner. He speaks up, raising his voice as the crowd is becoming lively. He calls out, "I will partake in your fire dance. I will lead this rite. The dance of war amongst the embers." Victor, you hear this?
Excellent. You'd only gather the materials and some refreshments for the aftermath. I may ask to speak with each of the pack leaders while the others gather. I will elaborate further on the plans for tonight. Bring your most trusted.
Say this. There is whooping and hollering. EREBUS, the individual is turned away from you now, facing Victor. It's strange to see this confidence. He's devoted, but perhaps not to your cause, or Victor's.
I'll creep around to Victor and just whisper in his ear.
The childer he makes in the mass embrace. I will claim them once I've killed him. He will be a threat to you in the long run. His eagerness to lead this rite shows that he would not follow you as bishop.
Victor, give me a wits and awareness roll.
3 successes.
3 successes. It's not difficult to see the symbol that he so proudly bears. It's not difficult to recognize either. You've had dealings with the cult of Mithras. This is an agent of the Mithraeum. He worships a war god. The blood of Mithras. Something you've borne witness to, you've interacted with, you've shaken hands with. This is a nomad. This is a scout. This is a reconnoiteur. How you deal with this information is up to you. He has offered to lead your rite.
Somebody sent a message and I'm waiting for that to happen before.
What's going on? What's going on? What is this?
Trey, you emerge.
Yeah, I do.
What does the room see when they look to you, Trey? When you
Oh.
march through those doors.
You see a young man, battered and bruised and broken, dragging along a torpored body. Shirt is basically ripped off, pants, jeans, torn, cut up. Yeah.
Crowd looks to you, Trey. Victor, your lost packmate, your lost priest returned.
I thought you had died when you didn't answer. I am relieved to see you're here.
Yeah. I had my Goku moment, you know. But yeah, what is all this?
What happened? Where's Monique?
And you just see like you see like a noticeable, maybe like a solemn face look, you know. Is there a place I could put this somewhere I can sit first?
Is it just in a bag, or are you just dragging by like the foot?
I'm just dragging him. Yeah, by the foot, face down.
There's a body with him, Victor.
That mirage effect that happens when Erebus comes in and out of Obfuscate occurs again as he comes into plain view. I can't think of a better tinder for the fire dance. Bishop.
Do we recognize? Because he said it's face down.
Difficult to tell. Give me a wits and awareness roll.
Hey, I got 1.
Difficult to recognize. You may, of course, feel free to confirm any suspicions. Crouch down, turn him over, get a good look at his face.
Yeah, come with me. We'll depart for a second, and I'll fill you in on everything that's happened. You want me to take that for you?
Oh, I got him.
Okay.
I will mind your flock, Bishop.
Thank you.
There are whispers as you walk, Trey. Crouching low, looking at the body that you drag. Whispers, especially of the remnants of the warriors. That's him. It's fucking Villarreal. There's an air of disbelief.
Just as a note, I don't want to interrupt the scene that's about to happen, but just as a note, Erebus is going to start moving slowly through the crowd looking for anyone that he knows to be a Camarilla plant.
Understood. I would like you, Erebus, you may feel free to make a wits and awareness roll. We'll hold on to that. Well, go ahead and...
Could I perhaps apply investigation with a specialty in drawing conclusions?
Oh, by all means.
Great.
I will lead him to a room that is further back. One of the
Understood.
old offices that would have been in the factory.
Getting some privacy.
And as I leave, give me a minute and I will be back.
How many successes, Erebus? Understood. Then while this conversation takes place, you may act however you wish, but you will notice a few of the Camarilla plants amongst the packs. How you wish to just dispose of them or out them, or if you even wish to do so, is entirely up to you.
I'll just let the leader of each pack that they belong to, I'll let them know with emphatic intent that they need to take out their fucking garbage before they perform this rite.
Understood. This happens Throughout, you move through the crowds. There are some here that you need to gather a whole other pack for the 3 or 4 individuals that are present and posing as nomads, are in fact Camarilla plants that you purge as Trey and Victor speak. Victor, Trey, you find a private space. Throughout your conversation, you will hear some risings every once in a while of hooping and hollering, a scream here and there, as Erebus does his work. The scene is yours.
When we get into the private room, Victor is going to completely break character, and I'm going to hug Trey.
Oh,
So
that's
glad.
weird.
I'm so glad you are alive.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have any idea what has happened tonight?
What, for you all or for me? I know what. Well,
Across
are you
Mexico
talking about right now or last night?
last night. Across Mexico.
What you mean
So,
across Mexico?
I mean, across Mexico City, Sabbat havens all over were destroyed. Ours was raided. Felix's was raided. The Warriors were raided.
Well, I know about the Warriors, but that's that's a lot.
Tell me what happened, and then I'll tell you what. Where is Monique?
And, well, we was at the Warriors.
We turn our clock back. Trey, last we had seen you, at the very least your physical form, Fernando Villarreal absconded with your body. You were left in the form of your companion, Chewie. You had just lost him. What happened next?
You said I just lost Fernando, right? He ran way faster than what Chewie could do. But I would put Chewie's attention on Monique, making sure she's good and trying to clear a path.
You did this, and with fervor, the two of you fought. With their commander having absconded, all notion of honorable combat is gone. When you returned, she was in frenzy, tearing through these black-clad warriors with tooth and claw. The remnants of the warriors fought and fought to run. You moved in. And you fought. The blood sprayed with the two of you. With Chewie's considerable strength and health, you fought. The end of it all was just you and her. Canine in frenzy is enough to make anyone run. She wasn't well, Trey. Close to torpor. Deep in the thralls of frenzy. The end of it all was just the two of you. She looked at you with gritted teeth, ready to continue fighting. What did you do?
Chewie gotta run. So yeah, Chewie is. I'm gonna make Chewie run. Back in where you came from.
Run he did. She pursued for a short time. Bestial calls of combat and anguish. With the state she was in, Trey, you know, she would fall to torpor whenever it was done. Just needed to wait. What happened next?
How much would you say? How much time has passed during this?
You are joining your friends the next night. So what happens in the remainder of that evening is entirely up to you.
I would have done everything I could to make sure Monique would be safe. If she's not in her right mind or she did fall to torpor, small burial, whatever. But I'm not gonna let her risk sun exposure or anything like that.
You can absolutely bury her. You can absolutely make sure she's safe.
And then once that is complete, I would let go of Chewie.
Only a few hours left. You bury her. And you release your discipline. This power pulls you across the city, back to your body. You're driving, you think. In the back seat, haphazardly thrown. Vehicle is moving. Take quick stock of your surroundings. You're alone, save for the driver. Fernando Villarreal.
Oh. Bite attack.
This is a surprise attack. You are still going to do the normal scratching 2 from your pool. However, he's not going to have a chance for defense, really. Go ahead and make your roll. Strength and brawl. Or dexterity and brawl. Entirely your choice.
Yeah, I use strength and brawl. They're both the same for me. And I got 5 fucking hunger. 4 successes.
4 successes is automatically does 2 aggravated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Bite attack does 2 aggravating. Yeah.
Excellent.
And for every, I think it's like 1 for 1 blood draw or something like that.
Correct. There's a struggle as the car swerves. Trey, you've gotten the best of him. Do you drink?
Hell yeah, I drink.
How much do you take?
How much he got?
Well, given that you bring the body in, I would imagine that you don't fully exsanguinate him.
I don't.
But you may drink. There is a struggle, though he has kept his wounds open as an honorable warrior would, at least for the evening. So he's not in good shape. You drink. You may bring yourself down to 1 hunger.
I'll take it.
As his muscles begin to tense, he seizes. As he grips onto the back of your head, trying to pull you off. He freezes in place as the car crashes.
Hopefully he doesn't crash the car. Can he come to a safe stop at the very least? Or can I attempt to grab the wheel or
Tell you what, we'll give you a chance. Go ahead and give me dexterity and drive. Let's see if you can master the art of combat driving here.
2 successes.
2 successes. You are going to crash, but it is not going to be totaling the vehicle. hit a street light. The light flickers, bends, falls, but his body is in torpor. You are brought down to 1 hunger. You suffer some scratches, some bruises, but far less than you've already experienced tonight. And there he is. Fernando Villarreal, at your mercy. What happens next, Trey?
I'm gonna drag him off into the woods, and we're gonna take a nap together. We're gonna cuddle.
You dig another hole. You drop yourselves in, and the day passes. Night eventually falls once more, the mortals not having any real idea of what took place the night before. And Trey, you rise. Need a rouse check from Ryu from tonight.
Success.
Keep it 1 hunger. You rise the next night. The earth is all around you. You must claw your way forth. You must drag the filthy body with you. You begin the long task of moving the soil. You spring forth from stone and rock and earth, covered in filth, and dragging the body of Fernando Villarreal. What happens next, Trey?
Could I attempt? Oh, do I have my phone still?
In all of this, no, I don't think so.
Estimate how far would I be, if thinking right, like, like the church is here, we crashed there, Chewy ran here, distance from Monique.
Yeah, it would only take you maybe hour and a half. You still have the vehicle that crashed at your disposal. It's not totaled,
Oh,
like I said. You just have a heavy dent in the front.
then yeah, I'll throw them in the trunk and use that. You said it will take me like an hour?
Hour and a half to grab Monique and then rush back to your friends.
Then yeah, I'll do my best to track down Monique, and then yeah.
You do this. She lies in torpor, stagnant, waiting.
I'll take her body with me too. Put it in the car.
Understood. You drove. You dragged Fernando Villarreal's body out of the trunk. Made your way to your companions, holding a heavy meeting. And this is where we find you now. With Victor, your enemy at your disposal. Victor, it's quite the tale.
I don't know if you got enough to spare, right? Because it takes like generation, right, to wake them up, or is it just blood in general? We got, because she's in the trunk still.
A little bit of both. I will try. I had no idea you'd been through so much. I'm glad you both made it back.
Yeah, me too. It was pretty cool.
Pretty cool does not begin to cover what you have done tonight.
Well, I'll wait to hear what's going on with all of this, I guess.
I can tell you now, or I can try to wake her first.
Yeah, let's get her first.
She should hear it too. Gonna make our way to the trunk. When I go to feed her, do I automatically go up a level of hunger? Or do I
You
make a rouse check?
Make a rouse check.
Okay. Risk it.
I do have to ask you though, Victor, how much are you going to give?
For now, the plan is to wake her up, because I'm about at hunger frenzy as well.
By all means, make your rouse check. Erebus, you see Victor and Trey emerge and swiftly
Not me.
walk. Trey
I'm
staying
staying
behind.
with. I'm not leaving that body alone. I don't.
Fair enough.
I don't. Yeah.
I'll
Correction,
follow.
you
I'll follow Victor out.
Success.
remain at 4. Her voice in
Gently.
your head and still taunting.
Just straight up ignoring it. I'm like gently cradling her head to my wrist where I cut myself.
Erebus, this is what you see as Victor wakes her. And she rises hungry. She grabs onto your arm and begins to attempt to drink more, Victor.
Monique. I'm not.
I need a roll from you. Dexterity and athletics.
Can I aid Victor by biting into my own wrist and just letting the smell of my sludge thick blood waft over?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Victor, take another die.
3 successes.
Understood. Erebus, you wave this thick vitae in front of her. She switches targets and grasps at your arm and begins to drink. You allow her to do so?
Yeah, I'll let her take her fill. I've never been afraid of death a day in my life.
Need you to make me 3 rouse checks, please.
Failure. Failure. Success.
Bringing you to 3 hunger, correct?
Yep.
She drinks, hungrily, biting. It's a euphoric feeling.
Just whisper in her ear. Tell me what it is to suckle at the blood of a god.
She drinks. She brings herself to 1. And as she gains more consciousness and more freedom of mind, she spits the last spit onto your wrist. She looks at the 2 of you.
Have no fear, Monique. The dark is open to you now.
Disgusting.
I'm gonna completely ignore Erebus and I'm gonna hug her too. I'm so glad you're not dead, Monique.
She hugs you in return. It's a grip at the back of your clothing. Where are you? Straight.
Ray's inside. I came out here to wake you.
How did he get away?
Amazing. Not only did he get away, he got him.
What?
He has Fernando. And he saved you.
I don't remember what happened. It was just blood.
Heal your
Frenzy.
wounds, Monique. For tonight we slay Fiorenza Savona.
That is a point of interest. Thank you, Erebus. She will make 3 rouse checks to attempt to heal some of the aggravated damage. Trey, with you rising, I believe you had some aggravated as well. You may make 3 rouse checks to heal a point of aggravated.
1 point.
Correct.
I have 7 aggravated damage.
That is rough.
Oh.
It is based on your blood potency. What is your blood potency?
3.
3. Okay, we might have a little more for you.
I believe 3 rouse checks is 2 ag at 3 blood potency, if I'm not mistaken.
believe so as well. And for some expedition, we're going to go ahead and say that that's exactly the case.
What do I roll again? You said 3
3
rouse
rouse
checks?
checks.
2 successes.
2 successes. Your hunger rises by 1. You may unmark 2 aggravated damage. You may drop yourself down to 5. If there's any superficial, you can heal that as you wish per rouse check. It'll heal based on your blood potency. If you're at 3, it'll heal you 2 points of superficial.
I only got 1 point of superficial, so success. And the aggravated is full healing. It's not superficial.
Correct. You would need to heal aggravated damage, and that happens per night. So every night you may make 3 rouse checks and heal 2 points. Monique has healed 2 points and failed all 3 rouse checks. She is back up to hunger 4 and feeling it.
As we're walking, I'm going to be retelling what Trey told me to her. And before we get inside, I'm also going to let her know that everyone is gathered.
What do you mean by everyone?
I mean, everyone that I could get to come is here. I rallied all of the Sabbat. Thought I'd lost you and Trey. I'll tell you and him together about everything that happened last night. And if she takes note, she would see the blood dripping from Victor. His stigmata is still in effect.
I'll see this as you re-enter.
We're gonna head straight back to that back office.
Understood. Trey, you are rejoined by your companions. Is there anything you did that would be of note as Monique was being awoken?
I would have just put the body in a corner, I probably would have stood it up in a corner and looked to see if he was awake or something, But besides that, no.
Just as a note, if you had looked around when you came in, which it seemed like you did, you would have seen all the chains that were everywhere.
Oh. Let me chain him.
Absolutely. He's bound now as you enter.
He is awake.
As soon as Monique comes through the door, I'm hugging.
She grips you. She holds you tightly. Just questions that she asks. How did you do it? How are you all right? What happened? Amidst all of that, she's repeating that she's glad that you're safe.
Same.
I'm gonna let them have their moment. I don't want to interrupt them. I'll wait for them to look to me.
It's not a long moment.
Last night, they hit everyone. That's why everyone is here. They hit the Nos. They hit the Warriors, as you already know. They hit our haven. I don't know if Derek is still alive or not. He was being controlled by Fernando last I spoke to him. They hit Felix. They had him as well. I don't know if he's alive or not. And until you walked through that door, I had assumed they'd found and got you as well, both of you. I gathered everyone because I want to finally put this to bed. I've called for a fire dance. a blood feast, and a mass embrace. While the rest of the packs are doing the blood feast and the mass embrace, we are going to sneak to Forenza's Haven with the assistance of our double spy, EREBUS. He was originally brought here by Forenza. Forenza brought him in to spy on us for her. And instead he has told us everything about her. Other big news that has come out, and I'm going to look to Monique. I am being targeted by our old friend, Lucius, who is now the Malkavian Archon.
Perfect.
That's a lot.
It is.
And we still trust we still trust him. Pointing to Erebus.
Is Erebus in the room with us? Did you come in with us?
Yeah, Erebus has been standing in the corner the whole time. The shadows around him are kind of flickering and moving like they're organic, living, breathing things. But
He has... Trust is a strong word, but he has never lied to us, and he's done nothing but help us since he met us, despite making us question ourselves and each other.
And almost eating Felix.
Do we know about that, though?
Well, I probably
I don't
don't know
think we
about that,
do.
but I do know there was some tense moments in front of the club.
I
For-
tasted Felix's blood to taste his loyalty to the one who would become the bishop. I meant no aggression towards him. The Ravnos can be fickle, and I wanted to taste his loyalty. And I've already begged for Victor's forgiveness for overstepping my bounds.
I don't think you told me that you bit him, though.
no, I did.
Tasted
I told you I tasted his blood.
I'll follow your lead, Victor.
If I do not find it impertinent or impractical for you to have your reservations about the one who is Erebus. But
Awesome.
I would implore you in this moment, if you still have grievances, to take it out of my flesh and let us bury it in the past where it belongs.
It is worth noting that if he doesn't side with us, more or less, he is going to die. By his own hand, not by ours.
That's a weird way to put it. Hold on, what?
I am becoming something that does not belong in this world.
I mean, kind of. I mean, I
You,
feel like
you younglings call them whites. I can feel it. There is very little left of the God that stood before you.
what the fuck? Okay. Okay, so does that put us in danger? Wouldn't that put us in danger?
If he completely transitions, yes, everyone would be in danger.
Well, stop it. What do you? What do you need? Some blood or something?
The only way to stop it would be for him to officially join us. Or
And
somebody else.
there is more. The path which winds through the dark leads to that end. The one who calls itself EREBUS must find a new path before he merges with the dark.
And we're supposed to be attacking Forenza tonight?
I will give you Fiorenza's death, wrapped in scented papers.
They think they've won. And with his help, they'll think that even further. And I believe that that would be our best opportunity to end this. I'm tired of losing my family.
Fiorenza has not forgotten that I am a serpent. And yet, there is dissonance. They know that I am a serpent, but they have forgotten that my fangs can pierce their flesh. In that way, I will present Victor as defeated to Fiorenza in her home. The rest of you will need to be obfuscated in a manner that I can create. And you will need to strike when Fiorenza has become most vulnerable, when she accepts that she has gained victory. As I imagine you struck down Fernando Villarreal when he believed he had won. It is dangerous. And as I have told Victor, I can get you there. But until I know who will win, I cannot pick a side.
And I want to make this perfectly clear as well. Should this begin to go south, I will not lose you, either of you. I fully expect you to leave me. If this goes south, I will buy time. Get out.
I'll be honest, Victor, my personal opinion, this is, can we wait a night or two? You know, I'm
Trey,
just saying.
go ahead and give me wits and occult, please. You may
So
feel
wits.
free to rouse your blood if you so choose.
You sure you don't want resolve?
Wait, who did you ask to do this? Me or?
I would. This will be Trey.
Okay.
I'll accept resolve on this one actually.
Which, all right, and now I'll rouse the blood as well. It's a failure. We also need to feed before we do anything too. I feel like that's all of us, you know. But
What does it bring your hunger to?
3.
Beast whispers in your ear, Trey. You're not ready. One success does not make you a god.
5 successes with a messy crit.
In this moment, Trey, the result of the messy critical is going to be that you're not seeking dominance here, but you know that the next few nights are pivotal. You've just been handed a lot of information. You've just rejoined with your pack, and there's a lot to process here. Erebus is at risk of becoming a white. They have hit every haven hard. You are going to take your priestly duties more seriously here. And the result of your role, there are several rites that you can perform here with the entirety of not just your pack, the entirety of the Sabbat that remains in Mexico City. First and foremost, there's a lesson to be learned here about being together. And with Erebus here, the rite of binding might be prevalent. This This will affirm the loyalty of all that are present to Cain, to the Dark Father, and to your cause. It would be the first step EREBUS is willing to take onto the path, whatever path of humanity he chooses, be it yours or his own. This would help prevent his downfall. In this same way, your pack, your sect, really, has lost a great deal. The Festival of the Dead is a rite that you could perform as well to honor those that have fallen before you make your strike. The fire dance is all well and good. It shows that you're still strong. It alerts the city that you're still active, that your will is still alive. The war party is another, perhaps not Forenza, or maybe even the Wild Hunt, and start taking out specific targets. The Wild Hunt is the closest thing the Sabbat have to a blood hunt. Set the targets, have those that are willing and able go after the Primogen Council. There are many rites that can be done here together as Sabbat. As I said, the result of your massacre was not that you're dominant, it's that you are a subject matter expert. And that while the plan is decent, there's better things to be done. At least in your mind.
Look, I get the urgency. I do. But I don't think there's enough time in one night for us to do this successfully. With EREBUS on the fence, we need to make sure he's good without flipping on us. Both me and Monique are still recovering. You ever played Assassin's Creed? No, of course you haven't played. All right, well, see, like in Assassin's Creed, right? It's kind of weird because they have like this Illuminati type group, and then it's kind of like the Camarilla, and then you have like agents, and then he goes after each of the agents, and I feel like we're skipping those agents and just going for the head. You know, Altair couldn't just go for the head; he had to go for all the other people and then go for the head. No, you know.
I think I understand what you're getting at.
Well,
I see your point, and I agree to an extent. We can't wait too long, though.
I agree.
So this would be a good time to bring the pack leaders in like I wanted and discuss the next steps exactly and the exact plan. And we can do it all together. We're not going to survive this anymore, trying to go at it one pack, doing whatever they want.
Yeah. And plus we could probably get some good some information out of this guy. Yeah.
That's if we trust waking him up. But in my eyes, and in most of our ways' eyes, he is yours to do with as you please. We're the one that captured him.
I'll say this as well. All of you know that you don't necessarily need to wake him up to get the knowledge that you seek. You drain him, you take his soul. Everything.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'll wait though.
Yeah, please.
So, gentlemen, what is the plan moving forward? What rites will be performed tonight?
Somebody didn't bring up their ideas that popped into their head.
Yeah, I'll bring him up right now. You know, I think the fire dance is a good idea, but you know, the rite of binding for EREBUS comes to mind. And perhaps a call for hunt on some key targets might be helpful.
I like it.
We should start with Fiorenza's assets. I know which clubs Fiorenza owns, which banks Fiorenza invests in. There are a few of them in Mexico City. But it will get her attention, and she will know we aren't defeated, and she will redouble her efforts.
So why don't we do it like this? We'll split this up. The longest I think we can afford to wait would be at most 3 days, 3 nights. Any longer, and they'd be too suspicious of him bringing me in on a silver platter.
And I must return to Fiorenza's fold. I must allow her to direct me in the coming nights, or she'll be suspicious when I bring you. We
So
must make
tonight-
her believe that I am her pet.
Tonight, we feed Binding Ritual, Fire Dance. Tomorrow, Blood Hunt, Mass Embrace. And then on the third day, that would make, in my mind, that would be the most sensible time she would want him to act as we're getting riled up for something. What do you think? What do you all think?
There are worse plans. I'm still sketchy, but yeah, I mean, I like the sound of that a lot better than doing everything tonight.
I would merely offer this wisdom. You cannot outthink Fiorenza Sabona. When you think you have her figured out, is when she's killed you. So don't try to outthink her.
You got your. Do y'all have a phone?
Erebus will slide the phone that he stole from the Nosferatu across the floor to Trey.
Kane would be in this room too. He would have a phone.
Okay. I'm gonna try to track my phone. there's before the before
Kane
this
would already
happened,
have your GPS on. Or, god damn it.
Jason.
I said it 2 times, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the third time. But yeah. Before they attacked the Warriors, well, yeah, I'm not trying to go behind your back, Jason, or anything, but they gave me some contact info for a group that's here. Your people. I forget their names.
The Peace and Knob.
The Peace and Knob. Yeah.
Erebus's fangs distend further and a bit of reticence crosses his face.
Not a fan, or
They were our enemies in Malibu, the descendants of Tenochtitlan. They are not allies to the followers of Set.
well,
We crushed them. I assume they will know my name.
if there's one thing the family's known for, it's forgiving and forgetting.
No.
Uh,
I don't know how I should. Okay, I'm gonna let that pass, but yeah, they gave me so unless you have the info, otherwise, because I feel like you do. But I need to track my phone down because it's in my phone. So if we want to use that, the enemy of our enemy is our friend type deal. Maybe I don't know, but it's an option. So
I agree that you should use them. You should just keep your association with me. Need to know.
Only problem is that your phone looks like it's back home.
back home.
I will retrieve it once we've finished this binding. I will go and I will reclaim it for you.
No, you won't be by yourself.
It'll
Not
be.
doing that anymore.
I will acquiesce to the bishop's wishes, but I will offer this wisdom. They will never see me. I can take what I wish and leave without ever being seen.
But we need to check on our home anyways.
It will be a battle, Victor. But if a battle is what you seek, I will make them worship in fear.
I mean, there's more than one way to peel an apple, right? Is that the saying?
In a cat.
It's a lot more brutal. But plus, I'm sure Jason laid that place, that place in and out. He laid traps and all that.
There's also to take into account our young friend is still there.
The reason we need to go.
Yeah, and to figure out where Felix is too.
And if this friend is compromised,
Hard to be compromised when you're in some sort of ritual trance.
his sire was looking for him. Are we prepared to take, well, I am. Are we all prepared to deal with an elder usurper?
Who are we talking about?
The Tremere. His sire is an elder among his clan, and from what I understand, powerful.
I mean, he's part of the pack, so
Prepared or not, we will deal with it.
Encouraging. If I were younger. But I will follow you.
The other pack leaders in here. And get the plan to them as well. The binding ritual, you said, can we do it? Is it just for us or is that for everyone?
I should be able to do it en masse, right?
It's more so it's less a ritual, more of a rite. A lot of the rite of the Sabbat is a lot of it is just words. And it's words with weight, it's words with intent, but it's not things you would need items for or any specific occultism or anything like that. Rite of binding is just a reaffirmation.
I'm gonna go bring them in. Everybody ready?
Can I have a moment with our priest?
Yes. Speaking of which, there is somebody else out there that I'm pretty sure wants to overthrow us once it's all said and done.
Not us. You.
He's offering to lead the fire dance. But should nobody have issues with it, I would prefer that you lead our rites.
I will.
Be careful to spurn him this early. Perhaps we should allow him to lead the fire dance.
This
Allow
pack,
him to gain comfort and then supplant him.
his leader should be in here with us. I'll discuss that with them. If you can point them out to me.
Which pack was he a part of?
He was a part of no pack.
He's a wanderer. And they are often the most dangerous. As once did you wander here.
Then I will have him work with you.
You should regard him as regarding a less counseled version of yourself, Victor. For he seeks to become you.
That's why I'll have him work with our priest.
And should you tap your nose twice, I will kill him. It will be done.
Joking.
He vanishes.
Yeah, no, I will rouse for vanish.
No, I'm joking. Stop.
Success.
He's one away from a white.
Erebus, you vanish. You hear Victor say that he's joking.
He did the thing. I'm committed.
Stop. Oh my
You're,
god.
Oh man. Well,
seems at this moment, at the very least, Erebus and Trey's moment alone will have to wait.
Well, vanish still requires you to like open doors and shit,
yeah,
right?
no, I'm still in the room. I just vanished.
Yeah. No. I'm not letting the door open until he comes back. Come back or the door's not opening.
Drop it.
It was a joke. No.
I need you to understand that my intent is true. And if you do it again, I will kill him. I will not stop until he's dead.
Very clear. You guys will have a couple minutes while I gather the pack leaders.
Victor, Monique, and Jason join you. Leaves Trey and Erebus alone together.
Before I go to gather them, I'm gonna have a word with Monique after theirs.
Scene is yours.
I was a priest once. Not of the Sabbat. I was a priest.
see you doing pretty well as a priest.
Does it weigh on you?
I suppose, yeah. With how many people that kind of, I guess, look to me for stuff. It's a lot more responsibility than I imagined.
In other packs, it is the priests that lead them. But we have spoken on this in the past. There's no reason to waste breath. But you can walk with me. The path that I choose, I have preached for decades on decades. And I lost my way. But I will return.
What path do you speak of?
The path of the 1,000-headed dragon, thrown from its seat. Confrontation of desire. The destruction of chains that bind us. The dragon's name was Typhon. And Sutek will come one day to purify us of our beast, to make us as we should be, to throw down the aeons the gods, which would prevent us from achieving our potential. And our dark father Set will sit upon his throne again. We are all his children, though few of us follow. I do not require conversion from your path, but I will show you how to face it, how to face yourself, and break the chains that bind you. There are other secrets, more mundane, that I think would benefit you, even if you do not wish to follow me to the footsteps of Set's throne. I need a pupil. For even if it is not destined for the one who is called EREBUS to fade into the dark, the one called EREBUS will die someday. And his lessons are too valuable to be lost. Bind me to this path, and I will teach you things you did not know to be possible. When I'm followed by pursuers, they lose my trail because I will them to. I am one with the dark, and I will show you the way.
You know, Erebus, you confuse me. Very much so.
It is because you cannot yet see. But I will open your eyes, TREY ESBRICK. I will lay bare the truths of this world in a way that you cannot yet fathom. Then you will see.
I'll bind you to whatever path you wish. And I'll consume any knowledge you give. And though you may consider me a pupil, just know I'm only a pupil of one. And his name is Cain.
Do you not think Cain is a pupil? We are always consuming lessons. Even Cain consumes lessons. Even now, wherever the restless wanderer walks, there are lessons for him to consume.
And that is for him, as he is for me.
Perhaps we shall break that chain in time. But for now, you hold the lead that I am bound to, and I walk where you walk.
Then let's join the others and prepare.
As you say.
Do
And
this.
EREBUS will just reach out and clear some of the blood out of TREY's hair.
You did well.
Thank you. From the sounds of it, y'all did too.
I'll just smile and follow in TREY's footsteps.
Understood. Victor, you had a moment you wanted to share with Monique.
We did not part on the best of terms. Been rather quiet since you returned. And I don't expect you to tell me everything right away that you're thinking. But I do want you to know that I did hear you. And that I have never once for any harm to come to our pack.
I believe you. The fact of the matter is, Victor, you're not a god. You're a Cainite. Even when you ascend to bishop, you'll make mistakes. Bringing her close is a mistake, regardless of what you tell her. Regardless of what secrets you do or don't share with her. Make your mistakes now. Because if you do seize the title of bishop, they'll have far greater repercussions. We didn't part on the best of terms. But you also have to understand that while we were away, Trey and I both proved something that you need to remember. We survived. We fought. We don't need you, Victor. We follow because we want to. So remember tonight, Trey especially doesn't need you. Be someone worth following.
All I want is to meet your expectations. And to have you by my side no matter what. Whether I ascend or not, this is my pack. I have never thought that I was a god, as you put it. I know that I make mistakes, and I have made them. I am sorry that I have made them. Will try to be better and be one deserving to lead. Thank you.
She gestures toward, she gives a nod toward the door where Trey and EREBUS emerge. Address your people.
I'm going to walk to the center of the room again. If I can get all of the pack leaders to follow me, much to discuss.
The energy has calmed here a bit. In your discussions, they've culled their weak, the ones that are meant to act as insurgency. Even the thrill of that has died down just a bit. Direction needs to be given. Pack leaders step forward.
You would have the members of your pack begin gathering what we need for the rites. Discuss some other things that my priest brought to our attention that we would like to do to unify all of the Sabbat for what is to come.
The rites are ready, Victor. All we need to do is spark a flame.
Did we already procure blood dolls for after? Fantastic. Let us go and discuss, and then we will begin.
Pass along the plan to the pack leaders of Mexico City. And then the rites begin. First, the rite of binding to affirm everyone's faith, their commitment, loyalty. Trey, as you lead this rite, I want to know what your take on it is. Do you stick closer toward the words that you found in the book? Or are you like the younger packs that sort of ad-lib a bit? Do you throw in your own flavor?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I stick to tradition, but I do spice it up a little bit, you know. You know, because it's really just a motivation speech, almost like, right? You want me to speak? Say something.
If you'd like to. What was really truly important is the final bit that they will repeat with you, or repeat back to you, the affirmation itself.
I can make this up, right?
I've sent you some examples as well.
No, fuck those examples. I gotta. Let's say say something like the blood that shall be spilled will be spilled in thy name, and thy name is Cain.
Victor,
Does
do you
that matter?
repeat this?
Is that good? Is that yeah,
Yeah.
okay?
Victor, do you repeat this?
I do.
Erebus, do you repeat this?
All the way up until the last word, where he says, "And thy name is Sutek."
Path. The reaffirmation of faith. For all the Sabbat present. Reaffirm their loyalty to the Dark Father. Save for Erebus. Regardless, Erebus, you take the first step. Return to the path. Your humanity is dangerously low. And for the time being, that is where it will remain. The first step is taken tonight. Next comes the fire dance, which is led either by TREY ESBRICK or this reconnoiteur, this scout, this follower of Mithraeum, who leads the fire dance.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pull. I ain't letting nobody else. I ain't come on.
Can they lead it together?
You may, if you so choose, in the Black Priest. You can begin this, you can light the flame, but you can make him jump first. You can make
Yeah,
him,
he could be.
goad him into leap.
He could be the first one to complete it, but everything else leading up to it, that's all me.
And I had a question before. For those that needed to, could we feed some before we start the fire dance?
Oh,
I would have
absolutely.
issued that to everybody to feed before we begin.
There are not only blood dolls, but with Erebus's help from prior engagements, the traitors to feed from. It is not uncommon as well, if you so choose, to goad the traitors to leap, to dance through the fire, to offer them freedom if they successfully make the fire dance. This, of course, is a bit of a double-edged sword, because the Sabbat is also known to trip and to stop them mid-jump and watch them burn, if you so choose, dangling freedom before them, but pulling it away just beyond their grasp.
If I may, if we are going to goad the traders into going into the flame, Erebus would like to use Fata Morgana And as they jump into the bed of embers, what they see is that they sink knee deep in, and that hands materialize from the flame, holding them down and holding them in place.
For the ones that do jump, I would leave what happens to the traitors up to their pack leaders. They were the ones they betrayed most of all.
We can do this. I must ask, with this in mind, the member of the cult of Mithras. Trey, you lead the right. You goad him to jump first. Do you trip him as he leaps?
Unfortunately, or fortunately, uh, I'm bound by honor. Then you will have. If he fails, it will be on his own accord.
The rites that take place tonight bring you all closer. We'll discuss mechanically what this does for all of you on all of your paths. Tonight, you reaffirm yourselves as Sabbat. The city will know you. As the bonfire burns, watchful eyes bear witness. The sword of Cain in its reverie. And that is where we'll close tonight's session. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Let's go around the room and let everyone know who you are, who you've been, where they can find you. Let's begin, of course, with EREBUS.
Hi, everybody. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's me, Avery, at Avery DeBoy on all the social medias. You can catch me as a community ambassador right here on the Rolling Nomads. And you can also catch me in many other games, such as Berlin Bloodlines, as Unzorganetico Hair Egg White. And you can also catch me on Transylvania Beckons, which all 10 episodes are on our YouTube channel, which you should totally check out. And there are loads of clips all over our TikTok, which you should also check out. That's me in a handbasket.
Absolutely. Trey?
Yeah, y'all know me. Edge Survival, Edge the Nomad. I play Trey, and do different stuff here and there on this channel from time to time. So, yeah, that's me.
Warren, and I've played Victor tonight, and you can catch me tomorrow as Curious Spirit in our D&D game. That's as far as you need to know that I exist.
Absolutely. And thank you again, all of you, for playing, all of you for being here, and thank all of you for watching. We, of course, have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us right here on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. It's where all of our actual plays and our Azure Storytelling Studio lives. You can find us over on YouTube. These prior episodes are put up on YouTube over on youtube.com/Rolling Nomads. It's where you can catch up with all the rest of our actual play stuff. Best way to keep up to date with us is by our wow, lost it for a second. Our Twitter and our Blue Sky. Our Twitter is @_Rolling Nomads. Our Blue Sky is @Rolling Nomads. That's where you'll find our cancellations, our late starts, our new programming, our announcements, and all the stuff over there. And of course, our TikTok is @_Rolling Nomads as well. That's where you'll find clips and highlights and key moments from our previous streams. And that, I believe, is us in a handbasket. We thank you guys so much for joining. We will see you guys next time. Same time, same place, same cat nights.